Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to ESPN 2K4 Franchise Mode. Today, we're going to be unpacking week number 2 and week number 3. For week number 2, we're going to be tuning in to the Dolphins versus the Broncos. The new look Broncos, should I say, as they have Jimmy Skaggs at quarterback, and he's going to be really tested today, going up against a top tier defense. All right, so we're gonna get to see number 10 right there with the big, he's the biggest quarterback in the league right now. I think he's like 250 something. He's got the elbow pads, and he can get out of the pocket a little bit. We'll see. But Miami coming off of a very good win a week ago against the Baltimore Ravens, who debuted their rookie quarterback who just couldn't hang with the Dolphins offense. And guess what? Denver isn't going to slow the Dolphins offense down one bit. If you're going to beat this team, you're going to have to keep up with their offense. And that seems to be the case even now. So a quick, easy 7 for Miami because Ricky Williams is a cheat code in this game. And Clinton Portis doesn't seem to be, as Miami would easily stop the Broncos offense. Later in the game, 3rd and 11, pump fake by Greasy. Greasy's gonna show the wheels, but well, we all know he's not the most athletic, so he's not gonna be able to close that gap, and Miami would have to punt it. Later in the game, Jimmy Skaggs, just another dump down. You can tell he's nervous out there. Jimmy Skaggs is nervous. He's gonna step back into the pocket. 3rd and 10, and just another dump down. And you're not gonna be able to pick up first downs if you're just not letting the play develop at all. So we'll see if that can change. Later in the game, Miami would drive down the field in Broncos territory, hand it off to number 34. He'll get the job done, but not this time. 4th and inches, and that's a good stop for Denver. This would be a 49-yard field goal attempt that Miami would crunch right down the middle, make it a 2-possession game. 2nd and 8, we've seen nothing from this offense so far. They have not shown up at all, and neither has the run game. It's just been a very quiet half so far for the Broncos offense. Later, scrambling out, finally a positive play. That is the biggest play of the half for the Broncos. Believe it or not, this Miami defense has had all the answers for this offensive unit. So nobody behind Jimmy Skaggs, so we know it's a pass. He's going to step back into the pocket, throws it. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted by Fletcher. And he's going to go past the 50 and brought down. Oh man, that's unfortunate for the rookie. I don't know whose fault that was. To me, it looked like they were just off. They weren't on the same page. And so that would take us into halftime. The reason we are really flying through this game specifically is because it was just very boring, and I'm not gonna sit you guys through this. It was back and forth defenses, just 3 and outs, those kind of things. To be honest, even Miami's offense was kind of struggling besides the Ricky Williams touchdown run, which if Ricky Williams isn't getting the ball, it's a pretty lackluster offense for Miami. But later we would have some success. 3rd and 3, and none other than Ricky Williams just carrying the whole Broncos team into the end zone with him. And this would lead to a 20 unanswered point lead for Miami. I mean, the Broncos just haven't had any answers at all. Hopefully we don't have a real life scenario on our hands when the Dolphins literally tied a record against the Broncos. And I'm not sure what's going on with Jimmy Skaggs. He just seems so nervous out there. By the way, this is CPU versus CPU, guys. What is happening? What is Jimmy Skaggs? Skaggs, I want to see you in the comment section, and I want to hear what is going on in your head right now. How do you feel about your performance so far? There's just no reason to throw that there. He's either dumping it down. I think he's just nervous. He's folding under the pressure. So far, Miami's franchise is looking good, guys. I'm not going to lie. Now, that was out to Conrad. Very dangerous pass, and that would set up another field goal attempt. But, honestly, I think Miami's going to be okay with taking a field goal here. That's exactly what they would do. 23 unanswered points. Can they answer? Jimmy Skaggs single back formation with Portis behind him, who, by the way, hasn't had anything going for him either. And it's just another swing out, dump down pass to his running back. Jimmy Skaggs this time is going to find Shannon Sharp, who I think that's his first catch of the day. He's been very quiet late in the fourth quarter. It's a handoff to Portis, who's finally finding a hole, and he's got the speed. The Broncos. Portis could go all the way. Yes, he will. Touchdown, but is it too little too late? There's still time, but you're going to need maybe a turnover or a 3-and-out. You could definitely need an onside kick recovery. I do like the call there to go for it right off the rip, right? But you don't get it there, so now you need to stop here. A sack, TFLs, but that's close. Not going to get it, though. It's a gain of 2, technically. Kennedy there with the tackle. But you don't want Miami to even really get a field goal here. I guess a field goal won't hurt you too much, but Ricky Williams is going to run down the clock here with these little chip plays. You do not need to let them get a first down. Ricky Williams up the gut, and they stop him. Denver needed that big stop right there. And for a second, it looked like they weren't going to get it. Now, the Broncos would get the ball back, and Miami didn't put points on the board. They missed the field goal. So, 23-8, the Broncos would have the ball. With a chance still, he fits it in the window, but the hit jars the ball loose. That was, I think, out to McCaffrey there. And it's now 4th and 6. You need this man in motion. Can the Miami defense hold out here and just put this one away? Jimmy Skaggs stepping back. Pressure's coming. He gets cracked. It's a fumble as well. It's Jason Taylor. He's been doing it all year. This is only game number 2, but he is looking phenomenal. Jimmy Skaggs steps pretty far back and just not enough time to develop. This time, Miami will get some points. They chew the clock a little bit and increase the lead 26-8. But the Broncos defense did step up and get the stop. Jimmy Skaggs, pressure in his face as he throws it out to McCaffrey, and it's a huge play to get him across the 50. It's 1st and 10, single back formation, play action, not fooling anybody. Pressure's coming. Jimmy Skaggs throws it as he gets hit. He finds Smith, and Smith is going to take it out of bounds. 1st and 10. The Broncos trying to show some type of life here. Some type of pulse, but is it too little too late? Jimmy Skaggs, pressure coming. He has to scramble to his right side once again. This time he's going to find Haygood, who finishes it. Touchdown, Denver Broncos. 26-14 is our score. Jimmy Skaggs having to, he's being chased outright once again. Miami's been able to get pressure there on the left side of Jimmy Skaggs this whole game, but able to score there and at least make it a little bit interesting, I guess. Unfortunately, it was just too little too late. The Broncos did show life there at the end, though. I'll give it to him. And I'll give it to Jimmy Skaggs. He actually had a pretty decent game. He threw pretty well, a 63%. It was just the 2 interceptions. It was him. He was rattled early, and once he finally settled in, we got to see what Denver could possibly be. And we got to see the weaknesses for the Miami defense. Our secondary. I think with a little bit more time on the quarter length here, this game could have went a little differently. But Miami's able to hold out, and we moved to a 2-0 record, which is awesome. I am proud of our defense for the most part. I think we did start to kind of break down there in the fourth quarter, but nothing to be worried about, right? Hopefully not anyways, And as far as offense goes, I just think somehow we have to figure out how to get this offense moving without Ricky Williams being the only way. And if we can do that, we could be a Super Bowl contender. So we'll see. But week 2, the rest of the results around the league looked like this. The Bengals over the Jaguars. The Seattle Seahawks back in the win column, or in the win column for the first time, over the Cardinals there. The Titans beat the Texans 16-10 here, so a lot of rivalry matches it looks like. Maybe the whole league is just rivalry matches this week. 21-10 Eagles. And then we have the Colts Buccaneers. This is a good matchup here, as it would be Peyton Manning stepping back into the pocket, has all day long, and you just don't want to give a guy like that anytime. It's a beatdown, a Bucs beatdown there. The Colts over them 30-3. Moving over to the, the Browns versus Bears. That's actually like the second Super Bowl on the channel ever, and it's the Browns winning that one. So shout out if you guys remember that Super Bowl actually. The Vikings fall to the Saints, so they're 0-2. The Chargers are 0-2, falling to the Chiefs. That's unfortunate. Moving out to those Skins versus those Cowgirls. Let's see what happened here. It's going to be a handoff, number 32 here. He's got the speed to go all the way, and he can't do it. Oh man, that was close though. They would end up getting the win either way. 28-3, a beatdown. The Skins move to 2-0. Then you got the Bills beating up those Raiders. The Bills look really good right now. Bledsoe is having a fantastic year so far. The Falcons would beat those Panthers, moving to 2-0 as well. Michael Vick looking good. The Packers over the Lions. The Lions are 0-2, so that's unfortunate there. And then, of course, you know, we've seen it, but Jimmy Skaggs would fall to the Dolphins and Greasy. What about those Rams versus the 49ers? Well, I'll tell you about it. It looks like the Rams aren't going anywhere. It's Torrey Holt. If he's on the field, you better halt any betting against them because they're going to win. And they clutch it out very, very close, but they clutch it out nonetheless. They're looking to try and get back into the playoffs and win another Super Bowl here. And the Steelers are 2-0, and you know what? I bet the Steelers are glad they traded for Bolger there from the Rams because he's done a solid job for them so far. So now we're going to move over to week 3, and we're just going to watch the highlights here, the update from the NFL Prime Time, as we try to, you know, keep this series moving at a decent pace, right? And it would be the Saints beating those whoever they were going against. I didn't see it, but the 49ers beat the Cardinals 20-17. Colts over the Titans. Peyton Manning is having a phenomenal year, and he's got the Colts to 3-0. The Vikings, on the other hand, fall to 0-3 as they get beat down. Just couldn't stop the Packers at all. And now we're going to go out to Pittsburgh, baby, the Steel City. The Cincinnati Bengals would have Bolger pinned down at the back, but that wouldn't stop him from bombing it deep out there, and he would go all the way, except for no, he got tripped up as well. So down at the 1, they'd finish that one out though, 24-17. The Steelers with their new quarterback are 3-0. Keep your eyes out on the Pittsburgh Steelers, ladies and gentlemen. Moving over, the Jacksonville Jaguars would finally get in the win column for the first time this year, beating the Texans. The Raiders would crush the Broncos 10-9 there. Keister had 53 yards. Skaggs had 150. And then Tyreek Whitehead would get the Ravens a win there in a close game. Moving out to Cleveland here. It would be the Bills, secondary, hawking this ball away right there, number 43. But what could he do with it? He's going to, get his legs chopped from under him. But guess what? That would lead the Bills to a victory in week 3, 24-18 over the Browns. The Bills move to 3-0. The Cowboys fall to the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks aren't done. They want revenge. They're looking to try and put a good year together as they go above 500. The Skins would fall after winning a week ago. The Chargers would win, who are trying to get back to 500 on the year. And then, boys, we lost. The Dolphins fall to the 0-2 Patriots. Yes, 23-17 by 6 points. It was unfortunate, and look, we'll learn from it and move on. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. We are 2-1, and we're going to be covering, obviously, week 4 in the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you thought of it, and thank you so much, guys, for all the support. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.